and Maternity, AGR255, Legal, Ethical, and Social Issues in Plantation. My name is Nurul Alia binti Roslan, matrix number 2021487278. Group is M3801104H. My lecturer is Technologist Dr. Zahid Muhammad. Table of Contents. First, Introduction, about women and maternity. Second, is about the first issue, the Minister of Human Resource, claiming that he does not want any excuses from the employer. Third, second issue, is about the businesses who prefer to recruit male staff over female employees. The fourth, the solution. There are several potential answers to contemporary challenges with women and maternity. Lastly, the conclusion. Introduction, Women and Maternity. Malaysia recently enacted new maternity and paternal leave regulation. The Employment Amendment Act 2022 extended maternity leave to all female employees in Malaysia with contract of service, and that can now take paternity leave. New benefits beginning in 2022 include 7 days of paid paternity leave and 98 days of paternity leave for female employees. Prior to the Employment Act 2022, qualifying mothers in Malaysia were entitled to 60 days of paid paternity leave under the Employment Act 1955. However, under the new Employment Act 2022, qualifying women now have the right to 98 days of paternity leave. Malaysia has additionally developed healthcare facilities in rural and urban regions, which has improved access and quality of treatment for maternal and child health service. According to the One Research, some Malaysian women choose unassisted home birth for a variety of reasons, including being exposed to the opinion by close relatives, friends, or acquaintances. A cross-sectional study also discovered that pregnant women in Malaysia are at risk of COVID-19 problems due to the gestation-related physiological changes. Malaysia has made steps to increase women's access to maternity leave and maternal and child health services in general. However, difficulties remain, such as the preference for employing males over women to offset the impact of enhanced maternity leaves right. The article discusses numerous modern issues concerning women and maternity leave. One of the issues at hand is the Minister of Human Resources claiming that he does not want any excuses from the employer. And this had been turned into the title of the article and uploaded to the Berita Harian website. According to the report, many firms cited a variety of reasons to avoid complying with the Labour Act of 1955, which have been in effect since January 1. That was judged unreasonable after many announcements about the topic had been made since last year. It followed previous media report quoting the Secretary General of the Malaysian Trade Unions Congress MTUC, Kamarul Bahari Mansor, who claimed that some employers are still refusing to implement the reduced working hour because they have not received a written instruction from the Minister of Human Resources, Department of Manpower, JTK. The amendment to the Work Act of 1955 was supposed to take effect on September 1, 2022, but it was postponed to January 1, 2018. After the industry and employees unanimously requested a postponement for a variety of reasons, including a need for time because most are still in the process of economic recovery. The postponed change includes increasing maternity leave from 60 days to 98 days, establishing 7 days of paternity leave, reducing weekly working hours from 48 hours to 45 hours, and providing employees with flexible work arrangements. Malaysia's new maternity leave legislation have been detrimental to female workers. According to a survey published by the Associated Chinese Chambers of Commerce and Industry of Malaysia (ACCIM), Chinese firms in Malaysia now prefer to hire males over women in order to counterbalance the damage. The Job Act 2022 provides for increased maternity leave rights. According to the same research, 44.9% of businesses saw a high impact from increased maternity leave, while 40.4% saw a moderate impact. Hiring male over women has the potential to create gender disparity in the workplace. Current issue or problem is connected to a Berita Harian report about businesses who prefer to recruit male staff over female employees. The current issue of hiring for this post must be highlighted in legislators' discussion. This statement was made public by the Berita Harian. A Perak legislator today expressed worry about the likelihood of discrimination against women, with companies fearful of hiring them after the change to the Employment Act 1955 take effect on January 1st. Wong Mei-ing, a Pantai Remis State Assembly member, stated that as a result of the Act revision, maternity leave was raised from 60 days to 98 days. According to him, the modification to the statute will also result in a greater management expenses for employers, particularly small businesses. He stated that because the economy is expected to begin less brightly next year, the revenue of enterprises and individuals may decline, making the position of employers more chronic once the adjustment to the statute is implemented. Employers are likely to be afraid of hiring female workers, creating a problem of discrimination against women. At today's Perak State Assembly meeting, he was arguing the 2023 Supply Bill and the 2023 Develop Fund proposal. He stated that every selected official must take such discriminatory problems seriously. Following the establishment of the Control Movement Order (MCO) period following the COVID-19 pandemic, female labor force participation has continued to decline. In fact, our country is now facing a challenge where female population is 44.7%, which is almost half of the Malaysian population, while the female labor force participation rate in 2021 is only 55.5%. He added. As a result, he requested that the government make preparation and find a method to create a win-win scenario for companies and employees, such as providing incentives to employers or covering the cost of maternity and paternity leave through a social security insurance program. The new legislation includes paid paternity leave and employment protection for all Malaysian working moms, regardless of pay or occupation. Fathers may now take up to 7 days of employer-paid paternity leave. However, this is only accessible to male employees who have been with their present firm for at least 1 year and can only be used once in their lifetimes. The new laws represent a big victory for expectant moms and their families, since prolonged maternity leave has been linked to improved child health outcomes. Solution: to guarantee that problem resolution is completed, each issue or problem must have its own solution. There are a number of potential answers to contemporary challenges with women and maternity. This imposes harder and stronger regulation and the old legislation for employers that breach the law and do not follow the act that has been produced. Asian legislation, such as the one listed below, employers that violate Malaysia's new Labour Act amendment face consequences such as a fine and jail. The following are the penalties for breaching the new rules. Employers who fail to comply with any other issues by the Director General of Labour may be fined up to 50,000 plus a daily punishment of 1,000 per day for further offences. Employers that intimidate, lie, or compel employees to undertake any task and prohibits them from leaving the workplace face a 100,000 fine or a 2 years prison sentence, or both. Employer that breach the Act or any subsidiary legislation enacted under the Act and have not previously been penalized face an 50,000 fine. Educate senior management and hold them accountable, such as it is critical to educate senior management and manager on the importance of gender equality and the harmful effects of discrimination. They should be held accountable for encouraging diversity and inclusion within their teams, as well as guaranteeing fair opportunity for all employees. Increase women's representations in leadership roles. Employers should actively endeavor to increase women's participation in leadership positions. This may be accomplished by launching initiatives such as mentorship programs, leadership development programs, and elevating women to positions of power. Biases in the recruiting process should be reviewed and addressed. Employers should be aware of unconscious biases that may impact their decision making throughout the recruitment process. Appointment diverse interviewers and using lengthier shortlists can help decrease prejudice and boost the likelihood of recruiting more women in a top position. Employers may help eliminate workplace prejudice and promote gender equality by implementing these strategies to establish an inclusive and diverse work environment where all employees have equal opportunity for growth and success. A deliberate effort is required. In Malaysia, employers that discriminate on the basis of gender might face legal action. Here are some possible legal options. First is complaining to the Department of Labour. Employees in Malaysia who think they have been subjected to gender discrimination can submit a complaint with the Department of Labour. The agency is in charge of dealing with employment discrimination complaints and can launch an inquiry into the subject. Next is obtaining legal counsel. Employees might seek the advice of an employment attorney who specializes in discrimination lawsuits. The lawyer can advise you on your legal choices and help you file a case against your employer. The next is obtaining legal redress. If gender discrimination is established, person may be entitled to a variety of legal redress, compensation for lost pay, return to their post, promotion, and other types of remedies as assessed by the court are examples. A neutral third party facilitates negotiation between the employee and the employer in order to achieve settlement. Employees can also participate in advocacy initiatives to increase awareness about gender discrimination in the workplace. Collaboration with the organization or joining movements that promote gender equality and fight to eliminate prejudice can be part of this. Collaboration with organizations or joining movements that promote gender equality and fight to eliminate prejudice can be a part of this. It is crucial to note that while Malaysia's federal constitution outlaws gender discrimination, there are many gaps in current legislation that provide equal rights for men and women. To comprehend the various legal actions and potential remedies, it is important to contact with a legal specialist who are knowledgeable with the relevant laws and legislation in Malaysia. The conclusion. Based on the search result, the following conclusion may be drawn about legal action that can be brought against employers that discriminate against women in Malaysia. Gender discrimination in the workplace is a serious problem in Malaysia, with women experiencing barriers to employment, unfair treatment, and uneven pay. Individuals who have been experience gender discrimination can take legal action to resolve it, including registering a complaint with the Department of Labour, getting legal assistance, pursuing legal remedies, and engaging in mediation or conciliation. Malaysia new legislation enacted as a part of the Employment Amendment Act 2022 provide paid maternity leave and employment protection for all working moms, regardless of pay or occupation. While these policies are intended to improve assistance for working moms, they have been a legislation of firm obtained to hire males over women in order to counteract the impact of the increased maternity leave allowance. This tendency for recruiting men may lead to workplace gender disparity. Employers can address this issue by focusing on diversity during the hiring process, developing fair compensation and promotion procedures, providing flexible and supportive employee benefits, educating senior management and holding managers accountable, increasing the representation of women in leadership roles, and reviewing and addressing biases in the hiring process. It should be noted that precise legal actions and remedies may differ based on the circumstance and applicable legislation. As a result, it is critical to get guidance from legal specialists who are versed with Malaysia's employment legislation in order to comprehend the available alternatives and potential results.